She finished her prayer, said her salam, and for a second, just a second, she felt nothing, not peace, not connection, nothing, just her hands, resting on her lap, just the sound of the fan spinning above her, just silence, where something warm used to be, and the scariest part, she didn't even notice, until 3 days later. 3 days, that's how quiet it was. That's how gently it happened. No dramatic fall, no sin she could point to and say, that's where it started. Just a slow, soft fading, the kind you only notice once it's already happened. Because what happened to her next, she never saw coming. It didn't look like sin. It didn't feel like a mistake. It looked good. It looked, in fact, exactly like the thing she was most proud of. And that is exactly how it always begins. What happened to her, we'll come back to this. Keep listening. Her name doesn't matter. She could be your sister. She could be you. She prays on time, most days. Sets her alarm 10 minutes before Fajr, even in winter, even when the blanket feels heavier than her own body. She wears her hijab with care, checks it twice in the mirror before she leaves the house, adjusts it once more at the door, just to be sure. She sends reminders in the family group chat, don't forget Isha. Read this dua before you sleep. May Allah make it easy for all of us. People call her the practicing one, the steady one, the one who has it together. Her mother tells the aunties, Alhamdulillah, she never misses a prayer. Her friends message her when they feel far from Allah, because somehow she always feels close. And for a long time, she believed them. She believed the version of herself that everyone else could see. It felt good to be that version. It felt safe. She never asked herself what was happening quietly, underneath all of it. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. We're getting there. Stay with her. Here is what no one saw. Somewhere between the 5th reminder she sent and the 5th prayer she prayed on autopilot, something quiet started living inside her. A small voice. Not loud, not obvious. Barely a whisper, really. The kind you could mistake for your own thoughts. You're doing so well. Look how far you've come. Not like her, the one who barely prays. Not like him, the one who doesn't even try. At first, it felt like nothing. Just a passing thought. Everyone has passing thoughts, don't they? But passing thoughts return, and when they return enough times, they stop passing, they stay. She never said these thoughts out loud. She would never say them out loud. She wasn't even sure she would admit them to herself if you asked her directly. But she thought them, more and more, quietly, comfortably, in the space between 2 sujood, in the pause after she hit send on another reminder. In the small satisfaction of being the one others leaned on, and slowly, without meaning to, she started measuring her closeness to Allah by how far others seemed from Him. And she didn't know that comfort was the trap. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday. Nothing about that day was supposed to be different. She had prayed Dhuhr. She had sent a reminder in the group chat, like always. She was tired, but it was an ordinary kind of tired. She was scrolling through a video of another sister, someone struggling, openly, honestly, admitting she hadn't prayed in weeks, her voice shaking a little as she said it, her eyes not quite meeting the camera. And before she even realized what she was doing, a thought rose up inside her, fast and sharp, almost before she could stop it. At least I'm not like that. And then, silence. A terrible, heavy silence. The kind of silence that doesn't come from outside, but from somewhere deep in the chest, cracking quietly open. Because in that 1 second, she saw herself clearly for the first time in years. Not the woman who prays, not the woman who reminds others, but the woman who had quietly, slowly, started to believe her prayer made her better than someone else's pain. She sat there with her phone still in her hand, screen dimming, and she didn't move. She thought about every time she had felt that same flicker before, a little glow of superiority, dressed up as gratitude. Alhamdulillah, I'm not like her. Alhamdulillah, I have this figured out. Words that sounded like thankfulness on the outside, but felt like something colder underneath. Once she really looked at them, something inside her chest cracked open. Not from sin, not from a mistake anyone could see, but from pride she never even knew she was carrying. She had spent so long guarding herself from the sins that are loud, the ones people warn you about, the ones with names, that she never noticed the one that walked in quietly, wearing her own good deeds as a disguise, wearing her own hijab, her own prayers, her own reminders. It didn't feel like falling, it felt like realizing she had already fallen, a long time ago, and simply hadn't looked down. That night, she couldn't sleep. She lay there in the dark, replaying that one thought, "At least I'm not like that," over and over, each time feeling smaller and more honest with herself. Eventually she got up, opened the Quran without knowing exactly why, just needing to hold something steady in her hands, and her eyes fell on a verse she had read 100 times before, but this time, it read differently. This time, it read like it was speaking directly to her, in that quiet room, at that quiet hour. So do not claim purity for yourselves. He is most knowing of who fears him. Surah An-Najm 53:32. She read it again and again. Each time it settled a little deeper, and then she remembered something her grandmother once told her, years ago, over tea, in a voice that wasn't scolding, just honest. A saying of the Prophet ﷺ, gentle but heavy, that Shaytan does not always come to pull you away from Allah through sin. Sometimes he comes through your own good deeds, by whispering that you have already arrived, that you are already safe, that you no longer need to check your own heart. Her grandmother had said it so simply back then, she almost forgot it. But now, in the dark, holding the Quran against her chest, it felt like the missing piece of something she had been circling for weeks without knowing it. She sat with that for a long time. Not sin, just safety. A quiet, comfortable, dangerous kind of safety. That was all he needed. Something in her softened. It wasn't dramatic. No tears fell right away. Just a quiet loosening, like a fist she didn't know she'd been making, slowly opening, finger by finger. She thought about every time she had judged, even silently. Every time she had felt ahead instead of just grateful. Every prayer she had rushed through because she assumed Allah already knew her heart was good, as if that assumption alone had become its own quiet sin. She thought about the sister in that video, the one whose honesty had, without meaning to, shown her own dishonesty, and instead of feeling superior now, she felt something closer to tenderness. She was braver than me, she thought. She said the truth out loud. I only ever hid mine, and for the first time in a long time she whispered, not a big dua, not a poetic one, not the kind of dua she might have once posted for others to see, just 3 small, plain words, said only for herself and for him. Ya Allah, forgive me. And she felt him, not loudly, not with some grand sign in the sky, just there, the way you feel someone sit beside you in the dark, without needing to say anything at all. So let me ask you something, gently, just between us, no judgment, just an honest question, the kind you can only really answer in silence. When was the last time you checked, not how much you're doing for your Deen, but why you're doing it, and who you might be quietly comparing yourself to along the way? That night she made herself a quiet promise, not to do more, not to pray longer, or post more reminders, or prove anything to anyone, not even to herself, just to stay humble in front of Allah, to remember that the moment she feels she has made it is the exact moment she needs to check her heart the most. To remember that good deeds are not a wall that protects you from Shaytan, they are simply another door he knows how to knock on, softly, if you stop paying attention. She didn't become someone else overnight. She still prays, she still sends reminders sometimes. But now, before she does, she pauses, just for a second, and asks herself, quietly, who is this for? And somewhere in every one of us, that same whisper is waiting to be noticed.